working on my second underquilt for my hammock camping. This is the baffles that will run the length of the underquilt. I have to pin and then stitch them. So you'll see I'll pin this baffle all the way down, then I'll come back and stitch the baffle in place. And this is the either top side or bottom side, I haven't really decided, of the underquilt. And once I get all my baffles in place, then I will close up the sides and one of the ends and stuff it filled with recycled down. Instead of vacuuming the down out of the recycled products such as jackets and top quilts for beds and stuff, this time I will just be extracting it with my hands and reinserting it directly into this quilt to save a little bit of time. I'm working with very thin material here. It is not ripstop. I'm hoping that is not going to be a problem in the long run. I used ripstop for my last one, and I've had no problems with it. Why am I switching? Because this stuff is cheaper. A lot cheaper. So, I thought I'd give it a try. I already have a nice underquilt, but my son likes to go camping, and we're looking to do a camp in February, and without the underquilt there's no way he could stay warm enough in his hammock. So that is why I'm working on this, because February is right around the corner. So I need to finish it in the next week or so. And I know how frustrating getting the down into the quilt can be. So I'm hoping to get it stitched up rather quickly here so that I can spend some time on working getting the down in there. I've gone down and made, just with quick black magic markers, marks 6 inches from the last row, which was sewed up just a moment ago. And now I'm pinning off my next one. So every 6 inches apart there is a baffle, and the baffles will be approximately 6 inches in height, giving me 6 inches of loft, meaning that I should be able to get down to a pretty low temperature with 6 inches of loft. I won't be able to tell you what that exact temperature will be because, as I mentioned, I'm using recycled down, so I don't know what grade of down it is. But the key here is that the 6 inches of loft, because whether you have 6 inches of loft with expensive down or 6 inches of loft with really cheap down, you should still get potentially the same degree of temperature out of it. It's the loft that determines the temperature, not the type of feather. The type of feather determines how much it weighs when you go to carry it. And since this is a winter hike, there's no way around carrying a little extra weight. It would be nice if I could use 900 fill down, but I cannot. If I had that kind of money to waste on a blanket, I would do so. But I don't at this time. So I will make one from what I have. All of my down is recycled from a Goodwill facility that sells their stuff by the pound. It's 79 cents a pound. So however much I purchased, oops, hold on, wait a second, my hair. However much I purchased, poundage-wise, is how much I paid for it, minus the fact that I'm also paying for jackets material, and zippers, and so on and so forth. Excuse me. That just comes with the fact that you're buying it from a Goodwill. They're not going to take it out for you. They're just going to sell you what's available to them. Alright. We're going to try and sew over here, but I want to make sure the camera's still running. How much time I've spent. Oh, okay, we're good. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see the sewing part. If I can keep it all off of my quilt. Sorry if it gets grainy when I zoom in, but that's just the nature of this camera. I'm going to still give you a little bit of room here so you can see what's going on. And I will probably not talk while I'm sewing. I will probably just speed the camera so you guys can see this. Yes, my sewing machine is quite old. It is a Sears Kenmore. I was given it from my mother-in-law. Excuse me again. Alright, here we go. Start with the reverse. Oops, forward. I might have gotten a knot there. We'll see. Nope, we did okay. Well, we messed up. Get to backstitch all that out of there. That's what I was trying to keep from avoiding, is stitching into itself like this. So all this has to be taken back out and backed up to that point. So I'm going to cut this off, back up, and try and get it back in there and fixed. It's hard to watch underneath, and this material is so slippery that it does have its problems. This is the first mistake I've made on this one, but not the first time I've ever made a mistake at sewing. So I'm not going to find it again. And I'll get that out of there hopefully rather quickly here. Back up and get started again. And I need my seam ripper, which always seems to mysteriously disappear whenever you need it. Never where you need it. Alright, we'll just use a needle. If I can find it again. Oh, here it is. Okay, she's all apart. Now I just got to try and get it back in there where it was, and try and fire it off again. Let's see, where was our mistake at? Way down here somewhere. Okay, so this goes underneath here. And all that will need to be redone, which I want to back up and put a little knot in there to keep that from fraying. So you can see when you make a mistake, you've got to back up and fix it. Otherwise it'll be a nightmare later on. So we fixed this one kind of, let's see. Hopefully that was the only one we had. I didn't see any other ones as I was going. It's hard to tell sometimes because the material just likes to get up underneath there. Try to keep from doing it again. Alright, I'm going to back you up again. Zoom out a little bit. Let's see how we did it. See if we just messed up that one spot or if we messed up two spots. I'm sure we messed up that right there. So, other than that spot, I think we did okay. Alright. to the next one. Alright, let's see here. So you can kind of see how far I've gotten. I think that was my 4th one. This will be my 5th one right down the center. And then I've got the rest of them to go. So, just keep going every 6 inches. Marking it and putting another one in there. I was short on the last baffle. I ran out of material, so I had to seam a piece together to finish it out. I counted 8 baffles, and there were actually 9 baffles. I guess I didn't count the center one. And then I pieced it together again one more time down here, just to get a full baffle. So I used some scraps to make the last baffle, which will work fine. Just a little extra material that didn't need to be in there. So, all the first round of baffles are in. Now I will need to go back and sew each baffle to its counterpart, the top side. Running all the way back and forth. I've broken 4 needles. Tells you how good of a sewer I am. 4 needles, and I had 5 to start. So I'm on my 5th needle and final needle. If I break another needle, I will need to go to the store and buy some more needles.